We continue in the 27th letter, a letter to give us an understanding about the righteous, as the Zohar says, that after they pass away from this world, they're more found, they're more accessible, not just in the world of spirit, in the world of souls, but in this physical world, they're likewise more available, more found in this physical world. And the obvious question is, how do I understand that? Anecdotally, we see that. How so? Well, Maimonides' teachings, as we mentioned yesterday, are learned more today than ever before. The Alter Rebbe, Tanya, his teachings are learned more than ever before. Means their influence, their impact is greater. I've mentioned this before about a great teacher is someone who can engage all of the students in the classroom, not just the scholarly ones, but the ones who are lagging behind, engages them all. An even better teacher is someone, a fantastic teacher, is someone that even when they leave the classroom, they have to leave for a few moments, the students are still engaged in their studies. And an outstanding, remarkable teacher is someone who leaves the classroom, has not even come back yet, and the students are not only still engaged in their studies, but there's new students have come who never met the teacher, never saw the teacher, and they're engaged in the studies, which is really me and you, all of us, concerning the learning of Tanya. The Alter Rebbe has left the classroom, and yet there's more students. Our dear Rebbe, over 26 years since Gimel Tammuz, has left the classroom. I used to sit the fourth row, fifth person, very close up by Fabrengen, and hear the Rebbe. I don't have that anymore. I'm not in the classroom. Well, maybe I'm in the classroom, but the Rebbe is not there giving and teaching and Fabrengen. And yet, we still continue in his path that he has set. That's greatness. That's outstanding. That is very unique. That's the impact that a righteous person continues even after their time in this world. Here specifically, though, we're speaking about the impact is about what that person's all about. And a righteous person, what they're all about, and what is their vitality, their life force, everything about them is their faith in God and their awe and love of God. That's everything about them. So anecdotally, we understand how that faith in God is being given to us even after their passing, because we continue in their faithful way. Love and awe. But how do we understand it intellectually? We're Chabad. It's not enough just to see anecdotal evidence for this. We need to understand this as best as we can. So the Alter Rebbe explains. He says that when a tzaddik is alive, which in this world, which means a soul and a body, like all of us, the engagement we have with that tzaddik, with that righteous person, is that their three attributes of faith, awe, and love of God Almighty come via what we call a vessel and a garment, meaning the soul is enclosed in a body. And it's coming through the garment of their thought and speech. Now, through that, their faith, their love and awe is being expressed through their thoughts, which is interesting, their thoughts, and when a tzaddik thinks of you, that makes an impact, and their speech, when they when they speak words of Torah, or whatever words, they make an impact on the followers of that righteous individual. But that impact, since it's coming from the soul that has the faith, love, and awe of God, by so to speak, an intermediary, or an interface, better, of the body, which is the vessel containing the soul, all we are receiving by way of their faith, love, and awe of God is not it directly, but indirectly through their words. And even thought, as the Alter Rebbe says. Which means we're only getting a ray of it. We're not getting it. Only a ray we're getting. We're getting a revelation, a ray of their faith, awe, and love of God that impacts us, inspires us. When they pass away and they no longer have a body, the body is separated from the soul. Now that the soul is not interfaced with the body, that it's expressing itself through the body, but it is direct from the soul. And this makeup of the soul is simply faith, awe, and love of God. That's its makeup. Hence, you're getting it direct, essentially from the soul itself, the essence of that righteous person's faith, awe, and love of God. Not a ray, but direct. Let me give some understanding to this. A chassid of the Ruzhner Rebbe, who was a contemporary of the Alter Rebbe, was a simple Jew, unlearned, came to him one day after studying or hearing some teachings from the Talmud, from the Agadah, from Ein Yaakov, and he learned there that Talmud tells us there's 36 hidden righteous tzaddikim. So he came to the Rebbe and says, Rebbe, you can't be one of those 36 hidden righteous people. You know why? Because everybody knows you're righteous. So the Ruzhner Rebbe said, woe unto me, if that my righteousness is what you see. What do we see of another person? Of a righteous person, that is? We see nothing. We see very little. We see a ray of who they are. We don't experience their soul and the profundity of that soul. We're just getting that soul the way it is, interfaced or expressed through a body. And, so we're seeing the soul via the body. And therefore, we're not truly appreciating, understanding, appreciating the greatness of this righteous individual. So what we see of the righteous, first of all, is from our perspective. And we're not righteous, so therefore we're not going to see true righteousness. Secondly, whatever we're going to see is but a glimmer of who they are. Because we're seeing it via the external vessel, the external garment of the body that is only allowing us to have a glimmer of what the soul really is. And another metaphor, maybe, that's a story to bring it out, but maybe a metaphor to bring this out is when you smile or you laugh heartily, right? So that's only an exterior expression of something very deep and profound that's going on in your soul on the inside. And perhaps it's only a glimmer in comparison to how the soul is feeling joy, how the soul is feeling a sense of connectivity, of love, and the like. Meaning it's minimal compared to what it really is on the inside, what is expressed on the outside, but by way of metaphor. Sometimes maybe not that way, but So this is what happens when a righteous person passes away. Therefore, our sages say that we don't plummet the depth of our teacher's teachings, the Alter Rebbe, for 40 years. For 40 years. Until we kind of get to the core, to the essence. Being that we're only getting a glimmer and not the core essence. Okay, let's break this down even further. The Alter Rebbe. We mentioned there's 3 components of the soul that are embedded within the body, and 2 that are transcendent of the body. The 3 within the body are nefesh, ruach, neshama. Nefesh level, the lowest level, is still connected after one's passing. That part of the soul, that dimension of the soul, is connected with the body even after passing. There's still some kind of connection. The ruach level, which can be translated spirit, also means wind. The spirit of the person. That part of the soul is the emotional part, which includes in it faith, awe, and love of God. That separates from the nefesh. Generally speaking, they're intertwined, but here it becomes separated. The ruach from the nefesh. And it goes to Gan Eden, to the Garden of Eden. And to be bound up ultimately with the 3rd level of the neshama, which of the soul, which is neshama level, which is the intellectual part of the soul. So, now, there's 2 levels of the Garden of Eden. There's a higher level in the world of Yetzirah. There's the lower level. There's the lower level of Garden of Eden, which is in the world of Asiya. So that's where the Ruach level resides. And it elevates itself to be connected with the Neshama level and the higher level of Gan Eden, by the righteous we're talking about specifically. Now, even though the Ruach level is uplifted into a higher dimension of Gan Eden, yet Gan Eden, Garden of Eden, right, where the souls go after their time here, eventually all the souls will go there. You know, you might have to go through some cleansing process before getting there, but you know, the righteous not, but me and the rest of us, yes. See, you know, we might think that Gan Eden, Garden of Eden, well, that's it's a different world. It's a different place. No, it's not a different place. It's here, Gan Eden. It's just a different dimension. It's a different dimension, but here. So the righteous are there. And we see that by Jacob, our forefather, Yaakov, that when he came into his father Isaac with dressed like his brother Esav to get the firstborn blessings that were rightfully his. It's another story we won't go into, but it says that he walked in with Gan Eden, with the fragrance of the Garden of Eden. What does that mean? Well, it means because it's here. Gan Eden isn't there. We figuratively point there. My loved one passed away, and I'm sure they're in Gan Eden, they're in Garden of Eden right now. It's not up. It's figuratively up in the sense that it's transcendent. It's transcendent of my awareness, not of the righteous. Not of the righteous, even when they're physically alive in this world. They have a sixth sense, if you will. They have an awareness because it is here. In any case, the point over here is that soul of that righteous individual who has passed on is here. And therefore, those who are connected, the disciples the students of this righteous individual who are connected with this tzaddik who is passed on, they are receiving. So it's not like they're receiving from up there and, it's zapped down here. No, 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 no. It's here. Just a different dimension that we don't have the antenna for. We're too physically minded that we could be aware of the world of spirits, the world of souls. But, in fact, the tzaddik then is giving of themselves, of their ruach level, which the ruach level, remember, is the faith, awe, and love of God, that they're giving now to those who are connected to them, giving of that faith, awe, and love of God, because that lives on. Lunch doesn't live on. A beautiful house that we have and the money that we have doesn't live on. Maybe with others, but not with us, once we leave after 120. So, but the faith, awe, and love lives on, even gets greater and greater, because they go higher and higher levels. And those who are connected are receiving it. How are they receiving it? Not by the interface of a body that gives only a ray, a glimmer of it, but they get the essential faith, awe, and love of that righteous individual. They get it essentially, not merely a glimmer. Now, who's it come to? Those who have a bond with that righteous individual, and a bond means a love. Have a love for that righteous individual, as love means bonding. That bonding means there isn't a separation, even though not here physically, but they're here. And that love creates the bond. Just like, God forbid, someone, a loved one of ours that passes away, and we truly have a strong bond and a love with them, we still are bonded, we still feel connected. Why? It's all over. Because they have a neshama, they have a soul, and it lives on. So we sense that on some level. Here we're talking about in a much more meaningful, real manner, that the tzaddik is connected to us. Yet, as we're connected through the love that we have for that righteous individual, but we have to work hard on ourselves. We have to prepare ourselves for this. It's not an easy and simple thing to be able to have this essential connection to their faith, their awe and love of God, that it should imbue and impact us. Yes, love is, and that which is meaning a deep bond. And of course, each person according to how much they are bonded and connected in love. That righteous individual, that's what they will indeed receive from that person. Yet we have to work hard to prepare ourselves with an intense effort to be able to get this very deep, profound connection. Ooh, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. So the Rebbe is giving us brachas. He's giving us blessings. He's giving us so much. Oh, there's no question. All right. We don't want our body to get. Our body's only looking for, for pleasure, comfort. Body's not looking to, is self-absorbed. We want to have our soul connected. All right. What happens to a soul, Denise is asking, who after 120 departs, who is not on a higher plane spiritually than those of the righteous? Are they still here? Yes, of course. Yeah, no doubt. Of course they're here. Again, Gan Eden is here. Here in the sense that it's, not in the physical sense of here, but in the sense that it's, you don't, I guess you're not traveling worlds or something. I mean, you're traveling spiritually. You have to be a very lofty soul to be someone that the physical body is so attuned to the soul that all of the agenda, the desires, the lusts, the addictions of the body are completely subservient to the soul. That's a righteous person. We ain't there yet. Halavai Beinani. So be it that we be a Beinani. So the Rebbe is not in the classroom, but we are. And since the Rebbe is in the classroom, Gan Eden, or just out the gates of Gan Eden, ready to bring Mashiach, so maybe we can just say he's extended the classroom. And look, how many of us are here today? How many of us are here every day? And the Alter Rebbe's classroom, that's phenomenal. A certain part of the soul that resides by the grave, yes, it's a nephesh level, as we mentioned. It's connected with the body. Yeah, the lowest level. All right, folks, sharing is caring. Please share. A reminder that JLI is starting, Jewish Learning Institute, Secrets of the Bible, is starting Wednesday night. A special code to get in for it. It will not be on Facebook. It will only be for those who sign up. And if you private message me, you can get your email and get you all the information that is necessary. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zich and Kadesh Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful day.